Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a July wrap-up, and I read some pretty good books in July, so I'm really excited for this. I read 8 books in July, basically 9 because I have like 30 pages left in this book, but I'll talk about that later. We are just gonna go ahead and get started. The first book I read was Billy Summers by Stephen King. This was my very first Stephen King book and I gave it 4 stars. I definitely want to read more Stephen King. I don't like horror. I don't like a lot of like blood and gore or like super creepy things, but this one wasn't scary, so that's why I really liked it. I want to read The Institute by him, and then I think it's called Fairy Tale or The Fairy Tale, I'm not sure, but those are 2 books that I have by him that are kind of on my radar. Billy Summers is basically about a guy named Billy, and he is an assassin. Like, he's a sniper, and he gets hired for all these different jobs, and he only takes a job if like the person is bad. Like, he wouldn't ever snipe a good person, if that makes sense. So he's doing his last job and it's worth way more than any job he's done before, which going into it, he already has some like weird feelings about it, like maybe something fishy is going on. And then it kind of follows what happens before, during, and after his job. I really liked it. I gave it 4 stars because I think it was a little bit long. It kind of dragged on, it felt like. It was good. It was a good story and I was interested, but it was so long. I listened to the audiobook and I think the audiobook was like, I don't remember how many hours. It was a lot. Let me look. Okay, the audiobook was 17 hours. For some reason I thought it was more than that, but that's still a long time. But yeah, it was a good book. I just wish it was a little shorter. There's parts of it that I didn't feel like needed to be included. Then I read Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. This is not a continuation of the Caraval series, but it's in the same universe, I guess, and I loved this. I gave this book 5 stars. It was so good. I read it in like less than 24 hours. Okay, I didn't read it. I listened to the audiobook, but I listened to the audiobook so quickly. Like, I just kept wanting to pick it up. I did a lot of audiobooks this month. That's like a common theme because I work full-time, so finding time to read is really difficult. So I mostly do audiobooks like in the mornings when I go for walks or when I'm walking the dog. So that's why I did a lot of audiobooks this month, but I absolutely love this book. It was so like whimsical and the writing was so easy to read, and I just like kept wanting to pick up the audiobook. It was so good. I don't really know how to describe the plot. It's about a girl named Evangeline, and she like strikes up a deal with the Prince of Hearts, who's like known for breaking people's hearts, I guess. I don't know how to describe it. It was just so good and like magical, and I love this. This is like the perfect fairy tale for me. I really like this. Also, like, look how pretty it is. I don't want to open it super wide because I don't want to ruin the cover, but it was so good. I need to pick up the next one. I just haven't yet. I'm trying not to spend too much money on books, even though I really want to. But I'm on like, I don't know, I guess a book buying ban. I haven't bought books in like 2 weeks, which is a long time for me. Anyways, the next book I read was One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. This is the same author as I always have such a hard time saying this. Red, White, and Royal Blue. That book was so good. I cannot wait for it to be a movie. This one I gave 3 stars, and honestly that feels a little bit generous. I was reading the Goodreads reviews on this book, and so many people had such positive things to say about it, and I was genuinely so confused because I did not like this book. And then I came across one review that just totally encapsulated the way I felt, and it was nice seeing someone else feel the same way as me. I thought this book was such a weird concept. Basically, this book is about a girl who meets another girl on the subway in New York, and that girl that she meets is not like a ghost, but she's not from this time. Like, she went through like a time warp. I was not expecting it at all. I thought it was gonna be like a cutesy romance like Red, White, and Royal Blue, but it just totally wasn't. It was so weird, and I just didn't think that that's where the book was gonna go. So maybe if I knew what this book was about ahead of time, I definitely would not have gotten it, but this book was just weird. I did not like it. I think 3 stars is a little generous. Then I read The Bodyguard by Catherine Center. Don't mind this sticker, I cannot get it off the cover, but this book I gave a 4.75 stars. So this book is about a guy and he is famous, and then the girl is actually his bodyguard, and his mom is sick, so they go out to Texas to stay on his ranch with her. She's his bodyguard because he is a stalker and he doesn't want his family knowing he's a stalker, so they pretend to date. And I love fake dating, and that aspect was so good. I gave this book a 4.75 stars. I really liked it. There's just one part at the end where I don't want to like spoil it, but they're on the roof of his house. If you've read this and you know what part I'm talking about, that part just seems so unnecessary to me. Like, I didn't like that part. It just felt like a weird point in the plot that didn't need to be there. So because of it, I gave it a 4.75 stars because I was just like, what is going on? This is so random. But it was a really good book and I did like it. Then I read Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. This was, of course, a STEM romance. What else would Ali Hazelwood write? Which she's coming out with like a thriller, fantasy thriller, I think, which is gonna be kind of interesting. I kind of want to read it. It's like about a vampire or a wolf. I don't remember. But anyways, it's like about 2 people who have to work together, and they knew each other from like way back when, and they both think that they don't like each other. I don't know. It was miscommunication trope. I gave it a 4.5 stars, so it was pretty good. I read it really quick. It's not like memorable though, if that makes sense. Like, I liked it, but I don't remember what happened because I read it and then forgot about it, but I still liked it enough to give it 4.5 stars, I guess. Pardon my appearance, but I just wanted to pop in and talk about today's sponsor of the video, which is Seajoy. They make a water pick, and I was actually just getting ready for bed, and this is part of my night routine, so I wanted to talk about it with you guys. I have been using this for about a week and I already see such big improvements. It comes with 8 different nozzles. It even has a tongue cleaner, which is amazing. I love cleaning my tongue because most of your bad breath comes from your tongue, not your teeth. It also has a 360-degree rotation, so you can get all those little crevices in your mouth and make sure everything is nice and clean. It has 5 different cleaning modes, so I have a little bit more sensitive teeth, so I like to use the gentle mode on like my front teeth, and then my back molars I can use the faster, stronger mode, so it's really nice to be able to change it. It's also waterproof, obviously, and my favorite part is it does not have any cords that get in the way or drag in the sink, because that is one of my biggest pet peeves, and it's rechargeable and the battery life is so good. It's also just really easy to use. It helps to remove food scraps, and then it also helps to improve your gum health, and it brightens your teeth. So it's like 3 in 1. Why wouldn't you want it? You know what I mean? So if you guys are interested, it's actually sold on Amazon, which makes it so easy to get. It's very affordable, and I actually have a link and a coupon code in the description for you guys to get 20% off, which makes it even more affordable. But that's all I wanted to say. So thank you, Seajoy, for sponsoring this video, and we will get right back into my wrap up. Honestly, so I read The Bodyguard, Love on the Brain, X's and O's, and the Happy Ever After playlist so close together. I finished The Bodyguard on the 11th, and I finished the Happy Ever After playlist on the 18th. So in 1 week, I read these 4 books, and they all blend together in my mind, and I don't know, like when I think about them, I don't remember like what is what book and what happened in them and what the characters' names are, or like what the scenery is. They all blend together in my mind because they felt so similar. So bear with me as I review these next few books. But next I read X's and O's. This is the second in the companion novel series. The first is Set on You by Amy Leah, and this is about a book influencer. So some parts were kind of cringy because it would mention TikTok or followers and likes, and I just find that to be like weird. I don't like hearing about modern day like internet stuff in books. So that part was weird, but I did like a book influencer. I think that was funny, obviously. And basically she's trying to have a second chance romance trope. Like, she's trying to find someone to date, and I guess she's dated a bunch of guys in the past, so she's like going through each of them and like trying to rekindle something with them to have her like second chance trope, which felt very forceful, obviously. And she moves in with the girl from the last book's boyfriend's co-worker, And you know what happens from there. I mean, come on, it's really obvious, but it was good. I read it super quickly. And then I read the Happy Ever After playlist by Abby Jimenez. I gave this book 4.5 stars. I love Abby Jimenez and I love her writing, but I cannot remember for the life of me what happened in this book. Okay, this is the second in the companion novel series with The Friend Zone, I'm pretty sure. The one with the blue cover. And so in that book, this girl's husband dies. So, okay, it's kind of coming back to me. The girl is driving and she sees a dog, and it happens to be this guy's, and she has the dog for 2 weeks and he's not returning any of her calls. And then after 2 weeks he's like, hey, it's me, I haven't had service, I want my dog back. And they text and they call and they develop a romance, but he's famous, so it's the one of them is famous trope again. His like music career is on the rise, so honestly I can't really remember. Like all of Abby Jimenez's other books have really stuck out to me, like Part of Your World, Yours Truly, all those books are like ingrained in my brain. But this one, I don't know. It was good, but not like my favorite. And then I read Heartless by Elsie Silver, and I gave this book 4.75 stars. I loved it. I like this book better than Flawless. I don't remember what I rated Flawless. Okay, I gave Flawless 4 stars and this one is 4.75. This one was so good. It's about a single dad and there is a kid in it, which normally I don't love kids in books, but it actually like added so much to this story. I really liked it. So it's about a single dad and he needs help over the summer, so he hires a nanny, and it's actually the best friend of the main girl in the first books. It's the main girl in the first book's best friend. So it was cute like seeing the other characters in this book. I loved that. And she's his nanny, so you know. But it was so freaking good and I absolutely loved it. And I think Powerless is very high on my TBR for August because I want to read that so bad. I think it's called Powerless. The purple one, the ballerina on the front. I cannot wait to read that. And another one is coming out, Hopeless, I think, in later this year, I think. Clearly, I have no idea. I just know that that one's coming out and there's gonna be a 5th, so I'm so excited. But I love this one. And then, as I was starting to say in the beginning of this video, I am so close to finishing this book, so I thought I would include it in here, and that's Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune. I read The House in the Cerulean Sea by him. Absolutely adored it. I'm pretty sure I gave that book 5 stars. If I didn't, it deserves 5 stars. This one, as of now, it's like a 4.25 stars. I have maybe 50 pages left and I am really enjoying this book. It's about a guy named Wallace and he dies and a reaper comes to collect him and takes him to this tea shop, and I guess it's kind of like an in-between for people. And there's like a door in the tea shop and he can choose to go through the door and pass through whenever he's ready, and then he goes on to the next part of his afterlife, which is a little bit more permanent, I guess. And in the tea shop he meets Hugo, who is the ferryman, which I don't entirely know what that is. He kind of helps people go on to the afterlife, I guess. And they have a little bit of a romance. TJ Klune writes such good characters. Like his character development is amazing. Wallace is like a super grumpy lawyer in the beginning, and then as the story progresses you see his character progressing, and it is just so sweet and like heartwarming. I love TJ Klune's books. This is only my second one by him, but he has In the Lives of Puppets out. I'm waiting for it to come out in paperback so it can like match my collection, whatever. But I am so excited because I love his writing and his covers are literally stunning. I just think this is so cute. And then I also have the spine that has like the trees, or not the spine, but you know what I mean. It has like the trees on the side, which I think is so cute. But anyways, I'm almost done with this book, so I thought I would include it. I'm gonna try and finish it today, so I will finish it in July. So those are all the books I read in July. This was such a good month for me. I loved all the books I read other than One Last Stop. These books were at least 4 stars, I'm pretty sure. So this was a really good month. I cannot believe it is August. That is so crazy. This year is like almost over basically. I'm so excited for fall. Oh my goodness. But anyways, that was today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, anything you want. It just helps me out so much. And then my social medias and other links are always in the description box below, so go ahead and check those out. and I will see you guys so soon with my next one. Bye.